Hello and welcome back to the Freelanceverse. It's time for another Freelance Snapshot on the channel. This is a series when I take a question from a message on LinkedIn that I received and then answer it in a rather short form content. I know that short form nowadays is really a couple of seconds, so it's short form for my channel, roughly 5-6 minutes. Today's question is from Mihai from Romania. He wrote me a message saying, Adrian, I hear that you're always saying, LinkedIn is the most important marketing tool for freelance translators, but for me it has not been working. Do you have any tips to optimize my LinkedIn experience? Great question. I really love this because it does. I still stand by it. It's the most important tool we have. But it doesn't come freely. It doesn't just come naturally, right? You have to put a lot of effort in it from two standpoints. One is your profile, it has to be optimized, and one is your content that has to be optimized. Now, me personally, I don't focus on the content there. I post very little. I post maybe some of the videos for distribution. When I have guests on, I can tag them, but I don't really post original content on there. That's a conscious decision for me because, I do this YouTube. I don't have the energy or capacity to also do it on LinkedIn. I know it would be good for me, but I just need to, fight the battles that I can fight. So I can't be everywhere. But my profile is optimized in a way that I get requests so often for collaboration, not only on LinkedIn, but also through LinkedIn, in my email inbox, and I get recommended by others. So there are a couple of things you can do. So let's look at the profile first. Your number one thing to do in your profile is your headline, right? It needs to be optimized. What you need in there is your language combination, your specialization, and preferably a little tagline that shows your potential collaborators or clients what you can offer in which industry, right? So that's also, for example, how I look for specialized guests. I always look on LinkedIn. If I look for life science panelists to come on a specialized episode, I look for life science translator in LinkedIn. So you need to come up when someone looks for that, right? So you need to make sure, put yourself into the shoes of collaborators or clients. What do you want to show up in? How should they find you, right? For me, it's very important that I have Swiss German in there, right? A translator for German for Switzerland, and the sports business, the sports industry. All this needs to be in your tagline, preferably rather short, so it shows up in the short form preview as well, right? So that's your number one selling point. And then once people click on your profile, you have a lot of real estate at the top, right? So your banner and your profile picture need to be on point. You need to have a clear headshot. A photo of your face builds trust, right? You need to smile. You need to, look semi-professional, not too professional, but approachable. And in your banner, I recommend that you use a nice picture, attracting picture that maybe has to do something with your specialization. And you also use text in your banner, right? You can use a tool like Canva to create. They have templates for YouTube banners. You can just write a couple of sentences in there or words. Like, I think I have a specialized German translator for the sports industry in there, something like this. And I have a mountain covered in snow because I work a lot in winter sports. So it's all kind of in line with my branding. And this is the first thing that people see, right? No one really reads your about section, for example. It's good to have for SEO reasons, but no one really cares about that. What you also want is your client testimonies, right? The education, the professional experience. What can you say there, right? You can say, I've been a translator since 2016. That's it, right? It's not that important, this section, but your client testimonials are amazing. You should move them up high in your profile. You can rearrange what should be shown where. LinkedIn has a very good feature for client testimonials. So if you have worked with someone, just ask them. Be blunt, say, I'm trying to build my online presence, online portfolio. Would you mind giving me a little review on LinkedIn? I can prepare it, so you only have to just click confirm. Make it very easy for your clients. And then that shows up and that builds trust, that builds social credibility, super important tool. So these are the ways to optimize your profile. And then you need to produce content because you need to be visible, right? You need to interact with other people in your industry, in your language pair, in your specialization as well. So like their posts, read their posts, interact, comment, reach out to them, send like friend requests or connection requests with a note. So always add a note there. Don't just send empty ones. Just quickly, if you find someone interesting, add a note. Say, I find your content really interesting. I'm aspiring to work in the same industry as you. Maybe we can exchange a few tips, etc. And then you should also find your niche, your thing that you can do on LinkedIn, right? Everyone should have a regular upload schedule if you want to establish yourself. If I started now, I would also do that. Back in the day when I started, I didn't do it. I was too shy. But there's really nothing, like, if you're worried about people like making fun of you, like, who cares, right? That's when I had the same fear when I started the YouTube channel, but it gave me so much positives and benefits in my business and personal life. I don't care if people make fun of me, right? That's perfectly fine. Everyone can think what they want, but you have to make your own path in life. So if that's what it takes, just put yourself out there. People need to know about you. So if you have a unique selling point, right? If you are like Miha, if he's maybe living in a region of Romania that people don't really know about, so maybe write about this region, write about the nature of Romania, write about the language, how it is connected to Latin, how it is connected to French, Italian, the comparisons. Maybe if you want to focus on your source languages, you can also do that, right? If you do English Romanian, for example, there's a huge Romanian community in Great Britain, right? You can maybe do something with them. Find what works for you and then stick to it. Be consistent whenever you can. If you post once a week, if you post twice a week, keep to it and make this your main marketing effort, because then you can use the hashtags that are used within the industry, within your colleagues, within your clients' industries, and you can build a portfolio. And that's how you can optimize your LinkedIn presence, Mihai. I hope it works. It's not easy. It takes a long time. Maybe give yourself, let's say, until the end of the year. Apply all the tips I just gave you. Look on YouTube for other tips. There are marketing experts that talk about LinkedIn all day because the algorithms are changing. You should also make sure that you create your own bubble, right? Because if you only see very negative things on LinkedIn, what many people talk about nowadays, it's also because you interact with these contents, right? So you should interact with the type of content that you want to see on your timeline, and it will reinforce this behavior, and you create a nice bubble on there. And I met so many people that I only know online through LinkedIn, but I consider them friends or colleagues, right? So it's a great community. I hope this was useful. I don't know how short or long it was. Anyways, I hope not too long. Take care, and I'll see you next Monday with the next video. Bye-bye.